This technology has been absent from most Western European tanks, with a few exceptions, such as the French Leclerc. Now, Germany wants to finally transition mainland.
Hello guys and welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be checking out this video. This German tank will change everything, and here is why. This is the first time Russia. I think I've seen a German tank video in some time in the past, and that was actually awesome. So I'm checking this one for the very first time. If you're new here, please consider liking, subscribe to the channel, watch to the end, and let's get right into this video, guys.
This is the KF-51 Panther, and it's not just another tank.
Okay.
It's a game changer. It's not every day that a new main battle tank makes the world sit up and take notice. But something about the KF-51 Panther is...
Sorry, but once about most videos like this, they actually say it's a game changer and but is it actually a game changer? Because most videos I say about tanks, it's like it's a game changer. But once it comes to battlefield, that's where it's been tested. Have this tank actually seen battle? That's the question. Please, if you know if they have actually seen battle and they perform really well, please tell me in the comment section down below.
different, something that could change the future of armored warfare forever. It may seem very similar. After all, it's got the heavy armor, the big gun, and the intimidating presence you'd expect. But what is it that makes this tank
actually, it looks modernized and it looks smaller. Yeah, it looks smaller. That means it should be able to move faster than a normal tank. I'm just guessing. It looks more modernized, like more 2025, more civilized. It looks more techy.
Ordinary and is causing shockwaves across the defense community. The secret to the Panther's battlefield dominance begins with its cutting-edge firepower. If you look closely at its main gun, you might notice something different compared to previous Western main battle tanks. And no, it's not just the paint job. Did you catch it? If not, don't worry. It's easier to notice from the inside of the tank than from the outside. That's because the Panther comes standard with a brand new gun that forms the core of its capabilities, known as the Future Gun System, or FGS. This revolution...
It actually looks similar to a Polish tank I saw. Poland used K2 Black Panther, so it's not the same. But actually looks similar to that one.
Revolutionary new weapon is turning armored warfare on its head. There are a few reasons why the FGS is so groundbreaking. First of all, its huge caliber is something of a novelty on European battlefields. Sporting a 130mm main gun, the FGS has about 50% greater muzzle velocity than traditional 120mm smooth-bore systems. Muzzle velocity is how fast a bullet is moving when it first leaves the end of a gun. With this increased muzzle velocity, the FGS has an expected max range of about 3,500 meters. And while that might not sound like a lot, it's about 1,000 meters longer than the standard 120mm gun range. With those extra 1,000...
But I feel like the range is actually good, but if you can shoot more bullets than, let me see, than the reload, if the reload time is lesser than the previous one, I think that would be the actual game changer. The range is actually good, but let me say you shoot faster, that would be like a really game changer in battlefield.
1,000 meters. That means that the FGS can engage targets before they have a chance to even fire back. Kind of like...
Nigdy, ale to nigdy nie popełniaj tego błędu w tradingu. Dlaczego nikt nie mówi o tym, że AI mocno nam...
Being able to hold a short person back with one arm and hitting them with the other. When the FGS does engage targets, it also has a wide range of ammunition to choose from to tailor its shots to the target. While the FGS can fire standard armor-piercing and high-explosive rounds, a novel feature not seen before is the addition of programmable fused munitions. The crew can set the fuses to explode at different times, allowing the tank to engage low-flying aerial targets as well as troops behind cover, like below the crest of a hill. targets that traditional
That's
tank
actually
guns
nice.
would
That's
struggle to hit. However, despite this, there is a slight disadvantage compared to other modern tanks. As of now, the tank can hold a total of 20, split between two storage areas called barbettes, each holding 10 rounds, and there's room for 10 more rounds on a rack inside this tank. While this is a lower amount of ammunition, this drawback is negated by another impressive technology new to Western European tanks. If you look at the outside of the Panther tank, compared to say an M1 Abrams or Leopard 2, you will see that the KF-51 has a much lower profile than comparable Western tanks. The reason for this is because the Panther has an autoloader. While Russian tanks have adopted autoloaders for decades, this technology has been absent from most Western European tanks, with a few exceptions, such as the French Leclerc. Now, Germany wants to finally transition mainland Europe into using this technology, since the KF-51 Panther will come standard with one. But what are its advantages? Before diving into that, it is best to explain what an autoloader is. In its simplest form, an autoloader automatically feeds ammunition into the main gun from a revolving magazine around the turret. This gives the tank two distinct advantages. First, it eliminates the loader position in the tank crew. Second, and more importantly, it lowers the overall silhouette of the tank, since a person doesn't have to be standing in the back thrusting rounds into the gun. With an autoloader, the KF-51 Panther will not only have a lower profile than the other main battle tanks, which makes it harder to see and hit, but it will also utilize this now open crew position in a genius way. This innovation also allows for a faster rate of fire, with the ability to fire 2 rounds every 3 seconds. While there will still be a driver, a gunner, and a commander.
That's actually good. Actually, that's what I was talking about. The fire rates. I think fire rate is more important to me than the range, like for real.
The tank has 4 seats. This 4th seat, located at the left front of the tank, can accommodate a company commander or an operator for one of the several new weapon systems on board. Besides the 130mm FGS, the Panther will also have a standard 50 caliber coaxial machine gun with a 250 round belt. But in the rear of the tank, there are 2 new weapons that will help revolutionize how the tank will fight. If you look at the Panther from the top down, you will see an odd-shaped box. And while one might think this box is concealing some super secret squirrel technology, you would be partially right. While not necessarily a secret, the Panther sports a brand new remote-controlled weapon station called the Natter. The Natter is a 7-point...
It looked like a lighter scanner, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm guessing it works similar like a LiDAR scanner.
6.2mm machine gun with an all-around view of the tank. While the Natter could conceivably be used to help defend the tank against infantry attacks, its primary purpose is firing 7.62mm bullets against threats from above. With an elevation from -15 degrees up to 85 degrees straight up, the Natter's...
That's actually impressive. That's actually very impressive. Not only can it shoot normal artillery, now it's shooting bullets with AI. Like, that's insane, guys.
Its primary purpose is to shoot down remote-controlled first-person view drones that have been the bane of every tank's existence in Ukraine. With no longer needing a loader, this 4th crew member could control this weapon in a high drone threat environment. Another new weapon.
Actually, I thought it's being done automatically by the tank, so it's manually. It's actually very nice.
Weapon is the Israeli-made Hero 120 loitering munition. Armed with 4 of these bombs, the Panther can launch them, and they can stay airborne for up to 60 minutes before zeroing in on their target with an 18-kilogram warhead. With a range of up to 60 kilometers, the Panther has the ability to strike targets further away than any other tank before it. But the Natter is not the only novel way the tank protects itself.
This tank is a beast. More range, more reloading speed, and again with this other drone shooter, I just call it drone shooter. I can't remember the name you call it. This tank is a beast, like for real. This is a natural panther. I said why they call it a panther. You know, the animal panther is kind of versatile. It can swim, it can climb tree. So yeah, this tank is just like that. It's versatile. Like, it's way more improved than the previous generation of tanks.
itself, thanks to several other creative innovations designed to maximize crew survivability. While the Panther comes standard with top-secret composite armor like other Western main battle tanks such as the Abrams, it differs from previous tanks in several ways. The main way that the tank differs is that it has a brand new system called a Top Attack Protection System, TAPS, pronounced TAPS, with the advent of a whole slew of anti-tank weapons designed to penetrate tanks' vulnerable top armor, having a system that specifically targets these munitions.
Did the tank have thermal, like, camouflage? Because anytime they display the tank, the body, the color on it, feel like it's more than just a paint. It feels like it's kind of blending something. I don't know. Let me just watch to the end of the video to see if you actually have.
Is crucial for survival on a modern battlefield. But how does it work? Though Rheinmetall has released scant details, we can infer a few things.
This woman's ADHD trick saved my life.
All it takes is 28 days to overcome ADHD dopamine addiction.
Firstly, the TAPS has a 360 view of the environment to identify threats long before they become a problem. Once it identifies a threat, the system will engage it with a rocket to destroy the projectile in flight. But if that system fails, there are several other ways the crew is protected too. While you may have missed these two small launchers located on either side of the turret with all the other antenna and sensors bristling off the back, these two devices can hold up to 8 smoke projectiles that form a core capability in protect.
Like, I know it's flares, like, because seeing the way it's being projected, like, that can't be like any weapon launching out. I just know it's for flares, but that's actually very good. This is a big upgrade from previous tank I've actually seen. You know, most regions, most countries actually prove that they have the best tank. So I was kind of skeptical watching this video, okay, because everybody says they have the best, so who does not have the best? But seeing what this tank have, I'm impressed. Like, for real, I'm really impressed.
Protecting the crew from anything the enemy throws at them, known as the Rapid Obscuring System, or ROSI. This passive countermeasure is unlike any smokescreen any tank has fielded before. While traditional tanks will almost always have smokescreen launchers to help obscure the tank for a quick exit, ROSI is different in that it actually helps defeat incoming threats. Made with specially designed smoke, ROSI can block electro-optical infrared and several other homing mechanisms that most anti-tank weapons use to guide them to their targets. But if a threat is so advanced as to get through both TAPS and ROSI, the Panther still has a few aces up its sleeve. Ringing the entire tank hull are specially designed explosive reactor armor panels. If an incoming threat hits one of these panels, it will create a massive explosion outwards that will cancel out the incoming weapon's kinetic energy. Put another way, it's kind of like hitting some...
I knew there was something about the outer structure of the tank. The color look like, don't get me wrong, the painting look okay, but it feels like it has a purpose to serve like the outer body of the tank. So yeah, that's really impressive.
Someone's fist.
Is that Newton? Is it third law of motion, action or reaction? Like, it's kind of bouncing back the force. The effect of the force that is coming in is reflecting it back outward than inside. I think that's Newton. Is this second law? I think that is so-called third law of motion. I'm getting it mixed up, right? But you understand what I'm saying, guys.
With your own fist. However, the Panther is not just an asset on the battlefield because of its incredible firepower and survivability. Its combat system suite can turn every Panther into its own battle management system. With the increasing digitization of warfare, it's no surprise that tanks are also going online. But with the Panther, German engineers have taken it to a whole other level. One of the main reasons for this is NATO Generic Vehicle Architecture, or NGVA. Conceived in 2023, the NGVA program is a forward-thinking, collaborative effort to ensure that all tanks and armored vehicles can be upgraded in the future. But why is this important? Because of all the political wrangling, budget concerns, and manufacturing snafus inherent with high-priced weapons systems, it can take a long time for a system to reach operational capability. While this is happening, adversaries like Russia or China could develop a new sensor, weapon, or tactic that could make a weapon like a tank obsolete before it ever rolls off the factory floor. To prevent this from happening, Rheinmetall is developing this vehicle as one of the first NATO vehicles and the only main battle tank so far to incorporate common coding languages across all of its combat system suite. That way, if a NATO partner develops a new fire control computer, sighting system, countermeasure, or anything else, the Panther can easily accept that new technology instead of having to reconfigure everything. And while
that's
that is all
nice.
fine and dandy, how does
It just be like you're upgrading your iOS to like the latest iOS, like from iOS 18 to iOS 26. Like that's impressive. That's really good. It feels like a phone now or a Mac that you can actually just keep updating the software and it just gets better. That's actually very good.
a battlefield commander actually use the Panther's advanced IT systems in the field? One of the main ways commanders can do this is by using unmanned drones. Remember that fourth crew member we discussed earlier who would control the Natter? Another job they can do is fly one of 2 reconnaissance drones on the Panther. While these drones are a step above first-person view drones, the fact that the Panther can conduct reconnaissance in the open while being protected miles away from it is a game changer on a modern battlefield. With its advanced computer and data link systems, the Panther can also essentially act as a scout vehicle and armored support for infantry formations. With this dual purpose, the tank can help broadcast information in real time that can influence commanders' decisions on the battlefield. With all this advanced equipment and
I think it's giving the tank extra viewing range because the tank has limits to their viewing range. So that actually extend it so they can see more and see more clearly. And what you can see is to your advantage compared to your enemy that have limited views. So wow, this is actually impressive. I'm like, I'm like blown away. Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, all this equipment is just to take human life. So, but actually, it's really, really impressive. I just wish like there wouldn't be a conflict that will lead to them using this. That would be better. It's actually nice seeing when technology kind of advance. For someone like me, I'm in love to see advancement in tech. It's really impressive to see, but at the same time, I hope they don't get to use them or human beings. You understand? You get me? I like the whole improvement, but I hope they don't get to use them.
armaments. You might think that this tank would just be a sitting duck with a big sign on it that says, "Shoot me." However, you would be sorely mistaken, since the Panther is incredibly agile for its size. Weighing 59 tons, the Panther is actually smaller than its contemporaries, like the M1 Abrams, which weighs 70 tons or more, depending on installed armor packages. However, this lower weight allows the tank to not only cross weaker bridges in less developed areas, but also maintain a solid power-to-weight ratio. This is how much power the engine puts out compared to how much the vehicle weighs. Normally, tanks want to be above 20 to have a fighting chance on the battlefield and not just be an artillery target. With its MB-873 KA501 V12 water-cooled diesel engine putting out an impressive 1,500 horsepower, the tank has an impressive power-to-weight ratio of 25. This means that the tank is still highly maneuverable despite all the gear it's lugging around. But that is not the only thing it can do. Thanks to excellent German engineering, the tank can climb a hill with up to a 60-degree gradient, cross a trench 7.5 feet long, ford 4 feet of water unassisted, and have a top road speed of 70 kilometers per hour. In addition, the
This is literally dual gun at this point. And when I was little, like we see about German machine a lot because German cars are actually really strong and reliable. So and so in Germany company we have over here, like once the products are really really strong, like Julius Berger, I think that's a German company. Like the construction are really good, like really really good. So I'm not surprised about how durable this actually is. Like it looks really strong. Like the fact it can move in so much rugged environment. Obviously, the tank is built for rugged terrains, but it's really impressive to see something with such weight move effortlessly on such kind of terrains. Like your normal cars will get stuck there, and trust me, they're lighter and have a lot of like the power most cars produce. Like it's more than the weight of the car, but they will get stuck in those terrains. But this tank that weighs this much actually just move freely. Like that is insane to Phantom.
Panther has a combat range of over 500 kilometers on a
The past life you had will shock you.
a single tank of gas. Because of all these features and more, the Panther is a truly revolutionary tank that can easily defeat similar systems Russia uses, such as the T-72, T-80, and even the fabled T-14 Armada. But what does the future look like for this tank that has yet to leave the factory floor? According to recent media reports, the Panther may enter service within the next few years due to a couple of factors. Firstly, Rheinmetall entered into an agreement with Ukraine to build a 200 million euro factory in the country. While the factory will initially focus on Lynx armored vehicles, the production line will eventually shift to Panther tanks after several years of operation. The goal here is to pump out an impressive 400 Panthers per year to help Ukraine take back its territory. Another country that has expressed interest is Hungary. This past fall, the Hungarian government inked a nearly 300 million euro deal with Rheinmetall to help finish building a working vehicle prototype. While the Hungarian models will have a 120 millimeter gun, so its fleet of
The man building this tank must be really busy.
Leopards and Panthers can share the same ammunition. This is still a crucial first step in getting the idea off the drawing board and into the battlefield. Now, with a firmer partner to help finish building the tank, Germany hopes that by 2035, there will be at least 500 to 800 Panthers in service across Europe. But their ambition is far greater than that. Eventually, the company wants every Leopard to be replaced with a Panther tank, which is no easy feat, considering that more than several thousand are still in service. However, as long as the purported capabilities of the tank hold up in the field, there shouldn't be any shortage of customers willing to shell out money for one of the greatest tanks of this century. Bye for now.
Okay, we've come to the end of this video. Actually, it's really impressive, but there's something that you actually say Russia and China can actually develop a new tank matching this tank abilities, because everybody wants to top their game, everybody wants to get improved to level the field, you understand? So I think that's what's going to happen, because China won't just sit down, Russia won't just sit down, everybody will be upgrading. But yeah, this is really impressive. I always react to USA weapons, and I'm really impressed by their weapons. So seeing this from Germany, like actually blew my mind away, because so far the countries that keep blowing my mind is it's Russia, China, and USA. So seeing Germany on it is really good, and I like the fact that they made this tank eco-friendly. Like when I say eco-friendly, like I mean other NATO countries can actually use it. Like their animation will kind of work in it, and the like I feel like they made it in a way that the NATO countries all can use it freely. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that's really good. So yeah, I see it's performing really, really well in the future, guys. So tell me what you think about this tank. Will it actually leave the lab, or will it stay in the lab? Or is it going to work well in the future, or are they still going to use the previous tank? And so just tell me what you think about it in the comment section down below. If you're new here, please consider liking, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching to the end with me. Stay safe and bye.